guys, what is up? My name is Megan and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. I hope you guys are doing well and stay safe. And welcome to part 3 of the unhaul. It might be the last part for now, although I have been doing more spring cleaning, so eventually there will probably be a part 4 to this video. A lot of the books I wanted to show you guys I ended up selling already, so this is like the remainder pile of like things that are pending to sale or haven't sold yet that I will eventually donate if nobody wants to buy them. I will say I have sold all of my Cassandra Clare books aside from the few I have left that I'm going to sell soon. So all of the Infernal Devices, the Mortal Instruments, all of that is gone and sold. I am not a Cassandra Clare fan anymore, so a lot of the books, that's at least like almost 15 books I sold. But yeah, if you haven't seen part 1 and part 2, you can always go back and watch them from my channel if you have not seen them yet. Without further ado, let's hop on into the piles. Speaking of Cassandra Clare, we have Tales from the Shadowhunter Academy. This one is part of the whole Shadowhunter world. I am not going to invest myself in the series anymore, so I'm donating / selling my books. Similarly, we have the 10th anniversary edition of City of Bones, which these are going to a new home, so I'm very glad that someone else is going to be able to enjoy them because they are beautiful books, you know, and a lot of people enjoy Cassandra Clare. She's just not for me, and her world has become so big that I'm like, I don't even know how to navigate these waters anymore, so next is a book that may surprise you, and that is the second book in the Fireborn series by Aisling Fowler. This is not because I don't like the book, it's because I got a damaged copy, and this is not the edition I wanted. I am getting a partial refund from Waterstones, and I bought the edition with the exclusive sprayed edges. It was back in stock, so this one I'm just going to donate to whoever wants it because it is the second book in the series and it's damaged, so I'm not even going to try to sell it. But the first book in the series is awesome. If you guys are looking for a middle grade series, I highly recommend. 2 more of the Cassandra Clare books I have on my stack are Lady Midnight and Lord of Shadows. These are the first 2 books in the Dark Artifices series. I technically had these books twice because I had found them on sale for like $1 each, I think. And I don't know why I had accidentally bought them twice. I have sold some of the copies, and these are also going to a new home. They are in great condition, honestly. So yeah, those I think now all of my Cassandra Clare books are done with. We then have the Daughter of Smoke and Bone trilogy in the original covers. So we have Daughter of Smoke and Bone, we have Days of Blood and Starlight, as well as Dreams of Gods and Monsters by Lady Taylor. I think I got these on a really good deal years ago. I tried reading the first book several times. Unfortunately, Lady Taylor's writing is not for me. It is way too poetic, and for me it's overwritten. I like simplistic writing in my books, and hers are all very flowery, so unfortunately they're not up my alley. But I know Lady Taylor's a fan favorite, so I know they're going to find a great home. We also have our dark duet, the duet. So we have this Savage Song and our dark duet. This is by V.E. Schwab. I really like V.E. Schwab's middle grade books. I do want to read Gallant, but unfortunately these books were not up my alley. I think both the themes and the plot line mixed with her writing of more young adult novels was not for me. Again, they've had great hype on the internet, but it's just not my cup of tea. So I will not ever make my way to the sequel, so getting rid of them. Hence the unhaul. I also have The Last Magician by Liz Maxwell. She is also the author of Unhooked, but unfortunately, again, this is a thing with like the author's writing. It was the first book in a series I've tried and tried again because I thought this plotline would be super interesting, but I cannot get into it. I usually get about the like 50-page mark and I'm like not interested. So it's gonna find a new home. We also have Uprooted by Naomi Novik. Again, I have unhauled all of the books by her I own, so Uprooted and Spinning Silver. She is, again, not the author for me. I know she is loved by many, but I think the fantasy is too fantastical for me. I am more of a contemporary reader, so I think it's the world building in these that is like too tricky for me, even though they are usually like spin-offs of fairy tales. They're too spin-off-y for me, but it is a beautiful book with like deckled edges and a beautiful hardcover. Her covers are always stunning, which is why I've kept them for so long, but it's just not working out for me, unfortunately. Then we have Warcross by Marie Lou, which is a video game story. I have nothing against this book, I just don't cherish it enough to keep it in my collection. It is a signed copy, which is pretty cool for the person who will be the next owner, because like I always think signed books are really fun, and she has a really pretty signature. Very cool concept, just not an all-time favorite, and I don't keep books that I don't plan on rereading or that I haven't given high ratings to, so it's not gonna stay. We also have Nevernight. I don't understand the hype for J. Kristoff. I really, truly don't. I don't want to have to read footnotes when I read a book. It makes me angry. I've had enough of reading footnotes for my entire academic career. I don't want to do it when I'm reading a fiction novel. For me, it's too... It takes itself too seriously. Not my vibe. We also have The Traitor's Blade by Sebastian de Castell. I had purchased this because of JD Raby Reads. She fangirls about this author, and honestly, I am just not going to invest my time in such a big fantasy series at this point in my life. I don't have the motivation, the willpower, the time, or the energy, so hopefully it finds a great home, or I will just donate it and someone can enjoy it, because I've heard great things from this series, and a lot of people who enjoy fantasy I feel like would really like this. I definitely think he's a underhyped author. He's also Canadian, if I'm not mistaken, so encourage Canadian authors, okay? Thank you. We also have The Hazelwood by Melissa Albert. This is just not the kind of book I read anymore. No hate, no tea, no shade. Again, a beautiful book. Like, look at this. Also, like, it's just gorgeous, but it's not the kind of fantasy I read. When I read fantasy, it's not what I reach for. I've had this for years. Realistically, I'm just not gonna read it, so it happens. We change, we evolve, we grow. I also have Fury Boar by Claire Legrand. This had taken BookTube by storm when I just joined BookTube, and when I was trying to force myself to read fantasy because I was convinced I was going to be a fantasy girly. I am not. Clearly by this unhaul, I am not. This is also a series. Again, I will not commit myself to reading the series, so I'm just going to pass this along to another fellow reader who I'm sure can enjoy this. This is like a dual timeline with like different queens of then and now. They have different powers. Their stories are kind of interconnected. I've heard great things, but I have not read it. Another Owl Crate edition I am getting rid of is Before She Ignites by Judy Meadows. This is not a book I picked up. It came in that subscription box when I had tried Owl Crate. I will not be doing that again. It is a signed copy though, which is exciting if anyone wants to read that, and I think it has to do with dragons? I might be lying. I'm not really sure. It's been literal years. Like, when was this published? I'm truly throwing myself under the bus right now, but 2017. One I am super sad about unhauling is These Rebel Waves by Sarah Roche. This was supposed to be a pirate book, and I have been trying to find pirate books I like because that storyline can be so incredibly well done, and when it's well done, it's 110% my cup of tea. If you have any pirate recommendations, leave them down below. I already have read the Daughter of the Pirate King duology. I'm willing to read YA, middle grade, adult, whatever it takes. I just want a good pirate story. This wasn't it. It was super confusing to me. I did not like the writing style, and I DNF'd it like 3 different times, so. And the last book in this unhaul is Gunslinger Girl, which is a cowboy fantasy, I think. Again, this is the writing. I have tried so many times. This sounded so cool. Really like the premise, really like the cover, just the entire story. I really like cowboy stories as well. The writing style of this author is not for me. I will not be picking up more books by this author. But again, beautiful condition, beautiful book. I have heard nobody talk about this. So hopefully someone finds it and it becomes their favorite book. But I honestly think I read like 30 pages of this and I was like, absolutely not. Usually I would be heartbroken at getting rid of so many books and all the unhauls I've made, but most of them I bought them used. And I've really come to a point in my life where I want to curate a book collection that really suits me, my needs, and that doesn't make me feel like I need to force myself to finish these books or force myself to keep these books because I purchased them at one point in my life. And I do think that other people are going to get enjoyment out of it. I know in this economy, not everyone can afford to buy books brand new or even used at some prices, so I'm trying to make sure that like my books get in the hands of people who can't afford them. I've donated piles of books to people who I know were struggling like financially. So to me, it's just spreading the love of books within my community, and I don't feel really bad at all now to unhaul books, which is a very, very freeing feeling. As I said, I'm still in the middle of spring cleaning my shelves, so there'll probably be more unhauls at one point. And again, if you haven't seen part 1 and part 2, there's a crap ton of more books getting unhauled. And that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed and it wasn't too chaotic. I feel like I just ran through them bam bam bam, but either way, I hope you guys enjoyed and I'll see you very soon with another video. Bye guys, happy reading.